Season 3 of So You Think You Know Wine. I'm your host, Emile Niazi. We've had quite a few interesting rounds already, and now we're joined by three of our favorites, Jennifer Huether, Zoltan Szabo, and David Lawrason. Welcome back, guys. Good to have you. Zoltan, why don't you start us off with a pour? Sure. Rock and roll, Zoltan.
Here we go. Yeah.
Don't forget about me, Zoltan.
Yeah, look at that.
Very Sauvignon Blanc-like.
Oh, you think? Boy, I was thinking Chenin Blanc there.
Haven't tasted it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to put you guys off track.
That's good. Strategy.
But I'm getting a lot of sort of grassiness off of this as well, and bell pepper and sort of spicy notes.
Zoltan, I'm always very impressed by the range of descriptions you use, so I'm curious to hear what you think.
I learned one that down coast. So I think it's a Sauvignon Blanc, but I'm hoping that I'm not down coast.
Right, you picked that up from Bruce, the down coast. It's a good one.
It's definitely a cooler climate. The acid's really quite fine in it, and there is just a little touch of minerality on the finish, which is not necessarily a new world thing, but there are regions that are capable of that, certainly.
I think that's the thing with Sauvignon Blanc. I think we're all pretty much in the same camp with the varietal. The challenge is that now you see sort of New Zealand, Marlborough specifically, Sauvignon Blanc acting more like old world, the minerality is starting to come out in them. The tropical fruit notes are sort of played down a bit. And then you see the opposite happening in the old world with the Loire Valley, where they're starting to play up the fruit a bit. So the lines do become a bit more blurred.
Can you deduce from the wine so far sort of where it was grown?
It certainly is behaving like a cool climate wine with the high acid. The alcohol is not terribly high, and it's got nice sort of stone fruit character, not necessarily tropical fruit character. So that would put it in a cool climate, although it could be harvested early in a warm climate as well for the same effects.
Okay.
Although there does seem to be quite a bit of phenolic ripeness, which would lead me towards a warm to hotter climate for Sauvignon Blanc. There does seem to be that natural freshness.
Shall we guess?
I'm sticking to my guns when it comes to a young Sauvignon Blanc 2011, and I initially said that from the southern hemisphere, so I'll say from Chile, and from additional points I'll throw in Casablanca Valley, but I truthfully admit that I'm just speculating.
And you have a price point?
$17.95.
Okay. David?
Okay, well, I'm going to agree with Zoltan on the Sauvignon Blanc for sure. I'm going to go to New Zealand. I'm going to go to 2012. Don't forget, that's almost a year ago they harvested this. It's a very young wine. Marlborough, and the price point, I'll say $16.95.
Okay. Jennifer?
Wow, both compelling. I'm going to go more local with Canada, Ontario, Niagara, 2011 Sauvignon Blanc as well, and the price point $16.95.
Okay, I like your close to home guess. Let's see what it is. Okay, not that surprising. So it's a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, 2011. The price point is $19.95. So it's not shocking.
No.
But David, do you want to tell us a little bit about this wine?
I'm not sure I've actually tasted this particular one, but it's a style I personally like because it's not terribly grassy. A lot of Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc is very sort of aggressively grassy and just very intense. And this has got a little bit of restraint to it. I like the acidity. Beautiful little wine. Nice surprise.
Jennifer, now that you see the bottle, do you any second kind of reaction to the wine?
Well, it's really well made. I think it's really clean and fresh, and I think they're doing lots of different styles within Marlborough, and I think this is one, and it's one that I agree with. I really like. Yeah.
Zoltan?
I'm happy as things are, and I'm happy that David, came close to the truth, and our arguments were also great when it comes to structure, texture, acidity, alcohol, and all the concentration of fruit, etc. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
So a really close round, and I think a really good way to introduce these experts into the wine. Jennifer, 5 points, not a bad start. Zoltan, 6. David is our winner this round with 7.
And we don't even like Sauvignon Blanc. I'm sorry, I have to add that. Yeah.
I love it.
Everything's gonna be fine. Me, myself, and wine.